Hey there guys, it's Sean Ross here of Royal LePage Pro Alliance. I had the opportunity earlier today to sit down with a good friend of mine, Liza Brown, from Dominion Lending, and talk about first-time home buyers using RRSPs to help them buy their first home. There was tons of information here that I didn't know, so I thought it'd be good to share with you guys. Take a look, let me know what you think, and enjoy! So what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the RRSP first-time home buyers plan and clients who are looking for different sources of down payment to buy their first home.
So, I'm a first-time home buyer and I've got a little bit of cash saved up in RRSPs. What's the process?
So the process basically for withdrawing from your RRSP, there's a couple things to remember. So being a first-time home buyer is determined by the fact that you haven't owned a house or been on title of a house for 5 years or longer. So even if you've owned a house before, you're actually allowed to pull out of your RRSP, providing you haven't been on the title of a home for 5 years, to utilize that for a down payment. When you pull out of an RRSP, typically without using it for first-time home buying or for continuing education, you actually are subject to taxes or tax withholding. When you withdraw out of an RRSP for first-time home buyers, you actually avoid having them take 10, 20, or 30% of the taxes off of that RRSP investment. So everything you're pulling out, you're getting everything for your down payment and closing costs.
So let's say I went through a divorce 5 years ago and I've been renting in the meantime. Can I still qualify for the program?
You do. Anyone that actually, whether you've been married or single or common law and you've owned a house and then you no longer own a house, whether it's due to divorce or bankruptcy or whatever, as long as you haven't been on title for those full 5 years, the 6th year you're actually allowed to qualify for first-time home buyers again.
How much can I take out?
So RRSPs, and to qualify, and before I answer your question, with how much you're allowed to take out is that you have to have your money in an RRSP for 90 days in order to qualify to withdraw it for first-time home buyers. You're allowed to qualify, you're allowed to actually withdraw up to $25,000 from your RRSP, which can go towards your down payment, closing costs, or just, whatever for the brand new house, whether it's hydro hookups or furniture, as long as it's for the transaction of buying a house, you can pull it all out up to $25,000. And technically, people often think, well, if I don't pay it back, that first installment, am I going to get taxed on the full amount of money I withdraw? No, because they basically take your money and sort of divide it into 15 years. If you don't pay back that particular amount of money, you're only taxed on that 1/15 of the amount that you've withdrawn. But you can also take RRSP money out for assisting a family member who is classified as a disabled individual with Canada Revenue Agency. Okay. So if, let's say, you have a son or a daughter or mother or father that are looking to buy a house and could qualify for first-time home buyer because they haven't been on title for 5 years, okay, you're actually allowed to withdraw out of your RRSP and actually gift it to them.
How would I apply for this?
Once you get your pre-approval from myself, then you would contact your bank representative, indicate your intention, and make sure that your money is currently held in a cash account within the RRSP. One thing you don't want to do is have your money held in a mutual fund or a stock where there's a potential risk of fluctuation, whether the market takes a downturn and you think you have so much money in your RRSP, but all of a sudden now you don't. Another couple of items to consider as well is that it has to be in the bank or into your RRSP for 90 days or longer in order to pull it out. You will not be taxed on any portion of the amount of money coming out. You also should not be charged any fees with your institution for withdrawal. So make sure you clarify that with your bank representative when you go in. So in order to access your funds in your RRSP account, you have to have a written confirmed offer of purchase, which means that you have to have your conditions waived and ready to go and firmed up the deal before you can go in and actually withdraw your RRSP. You can't take your money out and start looking for a house. You actually have to have that firm offer. Usually the time frame of withdrawing your money from an RRSP is typically 10 to 15 days prior to closing.
And how do we get a hold of you?
The best way of getting a hold of me is on my cell phone number, which is basically linked to me pretty much all the time, 613-848-5757, or check me out on my website at www.lizabrown.ca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well guys, that's it for today. I really want to thank you for watching this video. I really want to thank Liza Brown from Dominion Lending for taking time out of her schedule to sit down with me and discuss this really cool option for first-time buyers. I know I learned a lot. Check back for more updates soon and more videos, or if you have any questions about anything we talked about today, or you just want some information about buying or selling a house, you can always call me anytime, 613-920-0063, or you can get me at the office, 966-6060. Check out www.johnrossparks.com for more information, listings, and more. And thanks again, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.